I'm David Claridge. I'm from ASMI and I'm the Chief Executive Officer. It's actually a group of companies now. It's expanded over the years with the assistance and the help of Clark Outsourcing. Well, initially it started out as an international training company. So 60% of our students are international, which 85% are Filipinos. The other 40% are homegrown domestic students or students from overseas that have developed their training skills to a point whereby they have permanent residency. So we help the local community in a range of courses, 45 programs altogether. It's been successful. Okay, well, I'm the CEO of a large corporation now, so we actually have 5 companies within the ASMI group. I guess our founding part of the organisation is very much in development and training. So the training we do is onshore and offshore for international students as well as domestic. We currently have 40% of our programs being delivered on a domestic basis in Queensland, Australia, and in New South Wales at our Sydney campus and our Brisbane campus, which is the headquarters in Brisbane. We have campuses as well in the United Arab Emirates, in Sharjah and Dubai, and also in China and Thailand. And we've got 5 partner colleges here, so it seemed appropriate at that time to actually move into our operation and some of our IT and onshore work here in the Philippines to move it to Clark. Okay, well, it's a strange story in actual fact because I've been with Clark Outsourcing for, I think, since its conception, so at least 7 years. I'm one of their older contracts. Although I've never been a large contract, I've always been faithful to Clark, and they've provided me with an outstanding service. I got involved in Clark Outsourcing not necessarily through the marketing aspect, but we were using web companies in Australia and they were very slow, very inefficient, and the bottom you'd see it was .php, so you knew that they were outsourcing to the Philippines anyway. So I looked at 2 opportunities. Primarily being an English-speaking company, I looked at the Indian market, seemed a little bit too far to go, and then I looked at more local to the Philippines, which is only a 2-hour flight from Darwin. And strangely, I typed in web development Philippines and only 3 companies came up. 2 in Manila, this is, as I say, 6-7 years ago. 2 in Manila. I met the CEOs of both companies and had a conversation with their marketing team. I was not particularly impressed with their attitude. And then I took a long drive up to Pampanga for the very first time and I met Russ, and yeah, we sort of hit it off. A lot more down to earth, could meet our needs, and that's how I ended up in Pampanga. Okay, well, that's an interesting question because it was more than just about setting up our online learning platforms and developing our website, because it was very ineffectual in Australia. It just took too long to get anything developed. We were always the bottom of the list. And then coming to Clark, what I liked was the fact that we were completely out of their normal business area. I believe we're the only .edu company that they still have, with as many companies that are, and I've seen this company expand quite rapidly, and and so they should have, with a competency and the type of people that they employ. So for me, it was just a simple transition really to move from Australia to move it to the Philippines. Culturally, there's been some very slight funny differences, but certainly in the application, everyone seems to be happy, very professional, very skilled in what they do. So yes, overall, I've been extremely happy. I think the best thing about Clark Outsourcing, and I've been very happy, I haven't been prompted to do this marketing and to assist Clark in expansion. I'm very happy to give them my time. Everyone's always been so welcoming, very friendly, very kind. A very simple thing that was said to me by Russ and Zach was that the client's wishes should always be taken into consideration, and they tried to put the client first. So simple little things like coffee, separate CR facilities, the use of a computer desk and everything that's set up for me. Because I visit here 3 or 4 times a year, I'm not charged for that. There's no extra remuneration that I have to find to pay Clark, and transportation with the price of fuel. The hotel that I stay used to offer free transportation, but now they want to charge, and for Zach it was like, no worries, we've got drivers now, and so I get picked up and dropped off every day. An experience where the team has impacted somewhat my business. I think it's because I'm always keen to learn from everyone. And both Russ, the president, and Zach, the CEO, are very talented, and they've got many years of combined experience behind them in a variety of fields that I listen intently to what they've got to say, and I often pick up information from them. I'm of the belief that everyone has got something to give, and I learn a lot from everyone. Everyone from the web developers here through to the administration, to the HR team, and indeed the marketing team. They've all got a contribution to make, and I learn a little bit every day from everyone whilst I'm here. So for me, what made Clark Outsourcing CEO a good fit for my company, I think it's the flexibility and the friendliness. Business can be quite aggressive on occasions, and that's not my style. And everyone here seems to be so sort of like, they are definitely client focused. And the key thing for me is they make things happen very quickly. So when I have had issues such as a website going down, or what I see as a security intrusion on the web pages that I have, they're accessed almost immediately. Or, I mean, you would think you were sat in the office next door. It's very, very quick response from that. And if the person with whom I'm directing the email to look at is not available, then it's very, very quickly for the manager that looks after this particular contract. He sources someone else, and then it's done very quickly. So I like the flexibility, I like the speed of the service, and also just the general hospitality and professional approach. Interestingly, as my company has come out of the pandemic, and that's been 2 years of quite difficult operation for me, I've managed to keep all of my staff, including the staff here in Pampanga. The signs are very positive in that I'm showing growth in 3 of the companies, and the other 2 I've taken out of hibernation. They're starting to get some traction as well. So I'm actually here this time to speak to one of the members of your team for the employment full-time of a web page developer, as well as I obviously have someone that's working on my online learning system, which is Moodle, which I hasten to add falls outside of the normal remit of what Clark Outsourcing does, but nonetheless they went and they've found the appropriate person to manage that. My intention for the future is maybe I'll be back in 3 months. I leave the professional conversation for employment to the Clark HR team because I'm not technical, and we'll probably be adding someone to our marketing team in January 2023. In a simple word, yes. In actual fact, I've been called upon, I believe, on 3 occasions to provide affidavits for Boss Russ and Boss Zach. I believe that 2 of them were English companies, and 1 was a fellow Australian company based in Sydney. I don't know if I can use 1 word to describe an experience, but efficient, very efficient at troubleshooting. When I have concerns, I don't mess around. I quickly contact Pampanga and it's done immediately. Okay, well, I think all businesses and CEOs need to remember that they're not experts in everything. I employ very smart and skilled people to tell me what to do. I don't employ skilled and very expensive staff to tell them what to do. So the organisation moves forward very, very quickly, and I found nothing but skilled and efficient staff here in supporting my business here in Pampanga. But there's good business here. Training and development wise, a lot of companies could do with the expansion and the inclusion of the Philippines. Australia only has a population of 26 million. There's 155 million Filipinos.